Okay guys, today's story time with Curtis involves me back in my wrestling days as Curtis Candy and a real good friend of mine in the business, one of my best friends in the business, a guy who wrestled as Hoss. As a matter of fact, a lot of you guys are familiar with this picture of me. It's one of my favorites from wrestling. See all that blood and concussive trauma? Hoss did that to me. So anyway, one night him and I were working a show. Again, I've long since forgotten exactly where this house was because, you know, concussions and shit like that. But anyway, we're doing a match where Haas and I had been having a big rivalry. Now, this was a big clusterfuck match of some sort. It was a battle royal or something like that. I don't remember exactly the parameters. We had a bunch of guys in there. The idea was Haas and I go after each other, though. We didn't care about anybody else, and we did. And we beat the shit out of each other. So at one point we each eliminate each other. So by then we're both bleeding. This night we had gigged, which means we took razor blades and cut ourselves. Haas and I, a lot of times the blood was hard way, which means we didn't even mean to bleed. We were just beating each other with so many ridiculous objects that we ended up bleeding. So we're bleeding heavy, beat the shit out of each other. Boom, we both got out of the ring. And we go to the back because we're eliminated. But now, the storyline in this match required us to come back out later and clear everybody out of there. Even though we're rivals, we were supposed to come together to just beat the shit out of everybody else to continue some storylines that were going on. So we get to the back, and this particular house had a young girl who was doing ring girl duties. You know, she'd come out with announcements and this, that, and the other in between. Pretty young girl. So Haas and I toss each other out of the ring. We go to the back. Now we're standing, you went behind the curtain, and there was a little alcove area like where we hung out because we had to go right back out anyway, so we didn't go back to the dressing room. We just stayed right there, and Haas turns to me and he goes, "Hey brother," he goes, "how's my flow?" And I said, "It's starting to slow up a little," which means, you know, his cut wasn't bleeding as heavily as it had been. He said, well, we'll get it going. So what you do is you give it some trauma. So I went boom, boom, and I popped him in the head twice, and boom, he starts. I said, "Get mine going." So he turns around and bam, bam, nails me a couple times, boom, gets mine going. Now, it's all for the aesthetics of it. I mean, it was supposed to be a nasty, bloody rivalry, and we wanted it to look like a nasty, bloody rivalry. So we get each other's flow going, hit our cue, we go back out, clearing house on everybody else, throw them out, beat each other up, boom, 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 we come to the back. So we're all done for the night. We're sitting in the locker room and we're cleaning ourselves up as best we could, getting ready to go home. And the guy who promoted the show, the promoter of that house comes in, he comes right over the two of us, and he goes, "What the hell did you guys do to my ring girl?" Now Haas and I just look at each other, and Haas is a legitimate tough guy, legitimate good guy, and he likes to have fun. So sometimes when you're not having fun, you get in some bar fights, you end up going to jail here or there. Haas was not in the mood to go to jail for something he didn't do, so the immediate response to him was, "I don't know what anybody told you. We never touched anybody." Because we don't want somebody coming. I don't know how old this ring girl was, but she looked like 18, 19 maybe. We weren't near her. And me, it just kind of pissed me off. I was like, "Who the fuck do you think your skinny ass is coming back here, like getting up in our faces?" And so I said, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." I said, what with your ring girl? We didn't touch your ring girl." He goes, "Well, all I know is she's in the back and she can't stop throwing up, and she's throwing up in the toilet going, 'What's wrong with those animals?'" Come to find out, we were in that little alcove beating the shit out of each other and making each other bleed, and she was standing right behind us, never even noticed her there. And she watched the carnage and watched the blood just start spewing, and I guess she missed her last couple spots because she was busy in the back puking. I don't care. If that promoter, if anybody out there thinks that that's the first time that my presence made a girl throw up, then you haven't been paying attention. But I thought this one was particularly funny and gratifying.